Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is Jim Dar's Tone Shifter channel, where we show you how to take any guitar and make it sound and play better. So join me in the Guitar Cabin, our musical sanctuary from day-to-day life, as we explore another really cool guitar project. I'm excited. Let's get to it. I did it again. I really did it again. How many times have you gone into a music store looking for a set of strings, maybe a magazine, maybe to buy one or two picks, you end up walking out with a guitar? That's happened to me on a Dan Electro, on a Hamer, several others that I can't even think of. You go in, good intent to do the right thing and buy a set of strings for the store, and you end up walking out with a guitar. Something flashy, something caught your eye. Well, I did it again the other day. This time I wasn't even in the store. I was placing an order with Guitar Fetish for a couple of parts, pickup rings, things like that. And I was looking for a coupon code at checkout. And it took me to a couple different places. None of them worked. I was ready to give up. I clicked one more, and all of a sudden, that was on a page that I'd never seen before on Guitar Fetish called B Stock. And what it is a discontinued or really kind of defective in some way guitars or parts. So I was flipping through there, curiosity. All of a sudden, I run across a set neck, semi-hollow, cherry red guitar for $124. Wait a second. $124.95. Piqued my attention, read the detail a little more, got sucked into it. I'm always a sucker for red guitars. I'm always a sucker for cheap guitars that need work and I can, bring to life. And I thought, worst case, if the guitar is really, really crummy, I'll make it playable and then donate it to some music store where a kid might be able to have it as part of his lessons pack. So reading the details, let me make sure I got this right. It says B stock, limited opportunity. Now that means scarcity. They only have so many. At the time of this filming, April 3rd, I counted a little over 50 left. Now the great thing is they actually have a description specific to each one. And I saw one at 104 and I said, oh, that's a better deal. And I flipped to that one and it had a twisted neck. I never ever want to buy a guitar with a twisted neck. I bought one once, it worked out okay. So I read the description, sounded intriguing. I printed it out. I want to make sure I get it right. It's a B stock special purchase of a red semi-hollow factory buyout guitars with more severe blemishes and issues. Okay, they're disclosing that. I can deal with blemishes. I can deal with issues, depending upon what the issues are. So then they go on to document that these will require more work to be done to them. Issues are displayed in the phono section. Oh, that's good. Each item or each guitar that they're advertising has its own description and own unique set of pictures. So I started flipping through them. The guitar that I ended up ordering had misaligned pickups. Now usually that's the pickups mounted to the left or the right of the center of the fingerboard. So no problem there. I thought worst case I could plug those, re-drill them, move them over. They apparently bought an entire factory full of these guitars. And originally they said it, and it's unbranded. So we don't know who the brand is other than it's probably a Chinese manufacturer. The fit and finish is okay, and the guitar's stable. You can make it into a nice guitar without spending a lot of time and effort. So the original retail, they claim, on this unbranded guitar was $499, with the minimum advertised stocking dealer for $369. So this is really a steal at $124, again, depending upon the quality. I'm not expecting a lot, obviously. New and unplayed. Let me give you quick specs. Body, semi-hollow laminated maple. That sounds good. Center block, solid maple. That sounds good too. Neck, solid maple with P.A.F fingerboard. Okay, that's the fingerboard of choice lately. That's good too. Fingerboard radius, 12 inches. One of my favorites now. 22 frets, medium jumbo, nickel silver, pretty much standard. Chrome pickups, humbucking pickups. Bridge 10.6K, neck 10K. Tuners, upgraded die cast, 14:1 ratio. Tuners are usually not that great on some of these really inexpensive guitars, but you know, we'll see. At least it says upgraded. Scale length 24 3/4 inches. Width at nut 1 11/16. Depth at first fret, it says 0.8125. That's pretty good. Depth at heel, not sure exactly where they're measuring that, but 1.2. Average weight 8 pounds. With a special note, what you see is what you get. They do sell replacement parts, so I'm thinking, what do I have to lose? Worst case, it's a guitar that I donate, get playable and then donate. Best case, it's something I might want to hang on to. I'm not expecting a lot, and let's do the unboxing right now. Okay, well, I can't wait to take a look. I'm not expecting much. Let's see what we have here. Came double box. This was the inside box. Had bubble wrap around it, so pretty good protection there. It is the number that I ordered. So let's see what it looks like. Covered in the white linen. That we see in tombs. Except this is something, oh, it's coming out of the bottom. Ooh. Ooh. First impression. Looks nice. I gotta say, I'm impressed. What I'm seeing so far. I see a couple of issues, I'll point them out in a second. Okay, let's look at this. Fingerboard looks very dry, that's no big deal. No fret nibs sticking out. This pickup, I don't know if you can see that. Maybe like this. I'm going to try to balance it. This pickup, the ring is put on the wrong way, so that has to be flipped around because you can see that the parallel strings are here, and then this is tilted like that, the pickup's tilted like that. This pickup needs to be adjusted up. Again, no biggie. We'll adjust the height to make sure you have the right string action. Quick assessment of the neck. A little bit of relief in there, can probably adjust that out. Toggle switch, there's a tip that came with it, but it's not right here in the room. All in all, nice looking guitar. It's almost an opaque red finish. Here's a couple of finish blems like they said there was going to be. Oh, let's take a look at the misalignment. That is aligned perfectly on the pole pieces for that position. This is actually pretty good. I don't know what they're talking about. But wait. Let's see. I think I figured it out. I think I figured it out. Oh. This pickup looks like it's going this way a little bit, and this pickup looks like it's going this way a little bit. I wonder if that's what they mean. Anyway, if it's an issue, I'll figure it out a little bit later. If it's an issue, it's easy to just plug these holes and re-drill, which is what I was planning to do anyway. The break angle of the string here is a pretty steep break angle, as you can see. So I may want to do an overwrap where the strings go through this way and come up over. Now the important thing is, how does this thing play? Let me tune it up, because it came detuned, which is good. Took the tension off. Let me tune it up. I'll be right back. Alright, we're back with the UnBranded, no-name, $125 impulse buy on my part guitar. I like it. I really like it. It's got some, where'd my pointer go? My official pointer. There it is. What I've noticed in looking at it is it got some bumpiness here. The finish is almost opaque. You can just very faintly see the grain through there. This area over here is a little rough. There's a scarf joint that you can see right here. So I'm glad they did the scarf joint. The neck feels great. We'll get to taking some of the dimensions on that in a second. One of the things I did notice here, let me take this string off. It looks like that potentiometer had a bump and cracked, and it looks like they tried to touch it up a little bit, which is surprising. But it's, I want to make sure it's stable. Oh, all these controls are loose too. I can spin that, but I'm going to probably soak some thin CA glue in that. Bridge fit and finish is questionable. The fit and finish is questionable. But what I see is not that big of a deal. So let's see what it sounds like acoustically, and then we'll try it through an amp. Nice. Whoops. Some buzz here. I like it. I didn't think I was going to like the block inlays. I like it. This fingerboard will darken up. Tuners actually seem pretty good. Nice and smooth when I had them on the chromatic tuner. Nice and smooth. Neck feels great. 1 11/16 for sure. Pretty much a standard width up here. Nut action's pretty good. The way I check my nut action is I fret on the 3rd fret, 1, 2, 3. And then I see how much of a gap I've got to the top of the 1st fret. It's a little bit, I want it to just have a little bit of a gap there. I'm more of a, not a hard strummer, not a mad strummer. So I like my action a little higher, but the problem is, if you get the nut action too high, all your cowboy chords are out of tune. That's the curse of the fret system that we use in the guitars. The way to do that is lower it as much as you can, so when you're typically strumming, you're not you're not getting buzz. So looks like we got some buzz right down in here that we need to figure out. Let's try it through the amp and see what it sounds like through the amp. What do you say? I gotta tell you, this is nice. Feels nice, plays nice. For 124 bucks, I can live with all the finishing defects. I can deal with this crack. If I keep the guitar, I'll put in better potentiometers. But let's see what these pickups sound like. We got sound. Let's check each control out to make sure it works. This is in the, should be the bridge, sorry, neck, should be neck, which it is. It's a pretty smooth sounding volume. Okay, this is volume all the way up. This fret's a little high. Okay. Here we got a nice relief like this. So let me give you an update. I've got the fingerboard itself perfectly flat. I use the notch straight edge for that. Typically work it in 3 different areas until I get the most flat I can. And I use the feeler gauge, the thinnest feeler gauge I have, which is a .006, and try to get that through. So if I was rocking like this, it would be a high in the middle, which would be called a back bow. If I was able to easily flex it without scraping, there's a relief in it, which we want a little relief in it, but right now we want it dead straight. And then when we put the strings on, that should create enough of relief so we don't get any fret buzz. So now I'm ready to go. Gonna check with the straight edge on top of the frets now. See if I can poke any through. What I'm doing is, oops. That's pretty good. So I'm going to mark the frets, fret tops, and do a very, very light leveling. I'm going to tape off the pickup so we don't damage it. Very, very likely the full length that I'm going to use. This for that, which is my fretboard plane. I don't even think I need to do a file on this. I just need to correct a couple of things down here. Now, if I can get this straight here to about the 12th, 13th fret and then taper it off this way, I might. And I might do that just because it was playing pretty buzz-free right through here. And then down here, just where the high fret here, we'll see if it comes down any at all. So anyway, we'll see what happens. I'll keep the tape rolling so you can see what I'm doing. May speed it up at the end. You know, it's interesting. In some ways, the workmanship on this guitar is what you'd expect for a $125 guitar. And, you know, in other ways, it's pretty darn good. These inlays are good, very well done. Frets originally looked like they were in pretty good shape. So let's take a look. Make sure I don't. I've got a shorter straight edge with 320 and 220, so I can concentrate on doing this area like this to roll it all back a touch. And I can see that this is a low fret. Everything else looks like it's coming off right as it should. A couple of low things right here, so I'm going to focus on right in here. Till I get those frets showing clear again. I'm going to switch over. That's pretty good. I'm going to switch over to 320. This last fret is low, but I don't really care. Touching every single one perfectly, except this last one, which is okay that that's low. Let's see how straight that is with the straight edge. The neck dimensions at the first fret was 0.879 deep and a 1.726 or 43.84 millimeters. At the 12th fret it was 0.9180 deep, 2.16 wide, and the guitar weighed in at 8.5 pounds. That's really nice there in the middle. Let's try it on this side. Again, I'm measuring the tops of the frets now. We shall recrown these and then we'll put the guitar back together. See how it plays. I'll have to turn the guitar around and just do half over like I'm doing right now. I want to be real careful when I'm recrowning that I don't go down too far or fly off the fret and hit the fingerboard. Putting my finger underneath here so I don't accidentally come back and file in a nice big line here. Ask me how I know. Okay. All I do here I want to start with 320 grit paper, go to 400, 600, 800, and 1000. Sometimes I'll go to 1200. $800. I'm using a brush to get all the fret filings off so I don't force it into the fingerboard as I would with a cloth. Old English lemon oil. You can see how much I've used of this. I've probably had this 20 years. A little bit goes a long way. Look at how dark that looks. That looks nice. We'll let this soak in and then clean it with a clean cloth. I've decided I want to change the pickup rings to a cream colored one. I think that would look really good with the cherry red finish. So that's what I'm doing now. Well, here we go. The $125 bargain that turned out to be a great guitar. I made a couple of aesthetic changes. Changed the pickup rings to cream. Took the pickguard off, changed the knobs to these old bell knobs that are deep amber, put a white switch tip on it. Kind of goes with the binding and everything. Don't know what I'm going to do with the guitar yet. Going to let it settle out for a couple of weeks and see how the neck stays straight. See if it needs an adjustment. May want to consider changing this bridge. Some of these saddles are higher than the other ones and they're out of sequence. I tried to put them in and I think we got the wrong sizes in here. That allows the high E string to be a little too high in comparison to the others. The guitar sounds pretty good. These pickups are the stock pickups that came with it. So what I'm going to do when I decide whether I'm going to keep the guitar, if I'm going to keep the guitar, I'm going to put in my pickups. And when I do that, I'll plug these holes and re-drill them. Shouldn't be an issue. And make sure that everything is centered this way and make sure that everything's parallel this way. Because when you look at this, I don't know if you can see this or not, but this is wider than this gap here. All in all, it's a pretty darn good guitar. I wish I had something like this as my first guitar. Okay, so what's the verdict? The guitar plays great. They nailed the neck. They nailed the shape of the neck and the feel and the depth and size and width. It looks great with the oiled fingerboard. That'll hopefully darken up with a little more with age. And the guitar's a keeper, I think, as long as it stays in tune and is stable. The sequence of things that I did were very important. I leveled the neck first, measuring from the fingerboard. Then I leveled the fret tops with the fingerboard straight. If I had a slightly reliefed neck, I would be filing the frets down inconsistently. In other words, some would be taller, some would be shorter, depending upon where they were in the fingerboard. So this is a great, for 125 bucks, go to Guitar Fetish, look at each one very carefully, look at all the pictures, decide which one you want, go for it. I think it's worth the risk. For this one, I think is something that I may end up keeping for a while. I like the change in the colors. I may add a cream pickguard to that at some point, I may not. My main goal right now is to just let the guitar stabilize if it stays in tune and stabilizes, if the neck doesn't change or anything like that, then I'll put a good set of strings on and go from there. So there you have it. Guitar Fetish. No name guitar, unbranded, B stock, closeout, hurry up, special purchase. They've got about 51 left, as far as I know. By the time this comes out, it might be a few later, a few less rather. But anyway, it's a decent sounding guitar. I'm going to play you out. When I switch pickups, I will have an A/B comparison with this as well. Okay, everything's wide open. Neck, middle, bridge. These pickups are kind of overwound, or probably wound with 43 or 44 gauge wire. When they have this type of DC resistance, you tend to think that they're using thinner wire because the size of the bobbin hasn't changed. And to me, it's a little too muddy sounding for my taste, so I might want to put in one of my pickups that has good string-to-string articulation and separation. But for the price that this guitar was, as is, I'd say it's a winner. And also, Guitar Fetish is not paying me anything. I'm a customer just like most of you out there, and just happened to find this when I was virtually looking for a coupon code for an order. So glad I did. It looks like it's a great guitar, great gigging guitar, great guitar acoustically. The one thing I do want to note, I don't think the center block is maple, is hard rock maple. I think it's more like a mahogany type material, and I'll try to do a little research. If you know who made these guitars or what brand was originally on them, please let me know. I'd appreciate it. So until then, we'll see ya. Thanks.